All right, I got my first InBody scan done this week. I was pretty blown away with the results. The biggest takeaway was my body fat. So that came in at 8.4%, which is a lot leaner than I expected. I don't know how accurate these are, to be honest, but it was a lot leaner than I expected. So something I was even happier with was the amount of muscle I managed to hold on to throughout the marathon build that I just did. So there's 43.6 kilos of skeletal muscle, which is really solid, especially considering like all the running you're doing, typically you'll lose a lot of muscle. So maybe I had more than that and maybe I've lost some. Don't want to dwell on that. But anyway, the scan also gave me an InBody score. So whilst the score isn't everything, it was 95 out of 100. I think you can go over 100. So take that as you will. But it's a pretty good indication that between balance of muscle and fat, I've got body's in a good place. That's good. One thing I found that was interesting was that my BMI, it actually says I'm overweight slightly. So a little bit of a reminder there that your BMI doesn't actually tell the full story. You get a decent amount of muscle and your BMI can be really misleading. So I'm hanging on to that rather than saying I'm overweight. The other thing I was really happy with was how balanced everything was. So like my left and right legs were pretty balanced. My right's a little bit stronger. Trunk strength was good. There's no major imbalances across my whole body, which is what you want when you're training hard. You're training for HYROX, you're trying to stay injury free. My visceral fat score was also pretty low, so that's great from like a health perspective. Overall, I'm sitting at 82.7 kilos, around apparently 8.4% body fat. I think maybe closer to 10 or a bit higher, because I've seen some dudes who are 10% and I'm like, shit, I'm not that lean. Don't think I need to lose any weight, which is good. Just need to get myself seriously fit and find a little bit of dog so I can race a bit harder. For the goals I've got over the next 12 months, so chasing a faster marathon, bit of redemption next year, and also a sub 60 HYROX in Melbourne is the goal. The focus isn't going to be getting lighter. I want to keep this body comp, but I want to get myself fitter. So I want to improve my engine. I want to be a better athlete. I need to be smarter as well with how you approach stations. I think that's a big thing for HYROX athletes. I think it's really important to point this out, and there's so many people who think the answer is always losing weight, and I fell into that trap as well with my marathon build just gone. So sometimes the answer is actually you need to get fitter, you need to train harder, you need to train smarter, you need to train more. Different modalities of VO2, of zone 2, all these sorts of things. Anyway, I'll do another scan in a few months, see how things are changing, see how things are progressing. Thank you for watching. Why not you?